Okay, everyone, so this is take 3. I haven't ate since breakfast, so I had to like run downstairs and get some pasta and like eat it super fast because I was starting to get shaky. And I don't know if you've ever done a wing eyeliner while you're shaky, but it's really hard. So everything is done on my face. A lot of people wanted to see how I do my eyes, and I'm gonna demonstrate that for you today. Now, my lighting is awful. I say that like every single video. Sorry, and yes, I do wear this robe like 90% of my life, but uh, the lighting is awful in here, so you probably won't be able to tell the colors, but I'm just going to give you like a basic demonstration on how I do pretty much every eye that I do. I'm not super fancy. I mean, in my case, I don't think I'm super fancy. I mean, if you look at makeup tutorials online, there's a lot of people who do a lot of different techniques, and I basically just stick to this one technique unless I'm just trying to do something totally crazy. I will say when I did that smoky eye that everybody liked, this is not the technique for that smoky eye. That's something totally different. So this is just the basic that I do all the time. And as you can see, I did do winged eyeliner, so I'll be doing that on this video. Hopefully I get it right. I only get it right like 50% of the time. And I have to wipe it off and redo it, but hopefully I'll get it right this time. Okay, so everything's done. Like I said, everything's done except for this eye. So right before you put on all of your, see if you look like that, you can kind of see it there. It's really pretty, but before you do any eyeshadow, unless you're just doing something, you're just running out of the house, but if you're doing like a full eye like I did here, you want to start off with an eye primer. I am a huge Lorac fan. I have all their pro palettes, which is what I'll be doing this eye off of today, but in all of their pro palettes you get their eye primer, and it's the behind the scenes eye primer. I've only have the small bottles because I've just never, it really lasts a long time, honestly. I've used Urban Decay's too, and theirs is pretty good, but you can buy this separate. I'm almost 1,000% positive. I've never bought it separate because it always comes with my eye palettes, but, and like I said, sorry, my eyebrows itchy. And like I said, it lasts a really long time, so I'm not sure how much it is a bottle. I know Urban Decay's, I think, is only like 10 bucks, I think, which is pretty good for Urban Decay, honestly. But I really like the Lorac. So what you want to do is put a tiny, I've already done it, so a tiny amount, I mean the smallest amount. Rub it together with your ring fingers and just pat it on your eyes. Now, if you're doing a look like this, I would take like a blending brush I have here, and you can put your setting powder if you have setting powder. Remember, mine is NARS. And I would just take it and put a little bit and then kind of set that eye primer, because what you don't want to happen is you don't want to drag these really dark colors onto your eye because they're going to get muddy and they're not going to blend well, and the last thing you want is a muddy eye. So I'm going to show you how I do my basic eyes. You can use this for just about any colors that you want to use it for. It's my standard eye. It's my go-to. I do it pretty much this way every single time I do it. Like I said, unless I do that smoky eye that everybody loved, this is not the technique to do that smoky eye. That's a totally different ball game, but this is basically the same technique that I use for every single eye that I do. I just use different sets of colors. So I'll kind of show you how to do that. That way maybe you'll be able to kind of get that down. Okay, so today I'm going to be using the Lorac Pro. This is the second palette. And this is going to be hard for me, but okay, we're going to be using 4 colors. So I want to let you know, I always use 4 colors. That's kind of my standard, and a lot of eyeshadows kind of come in a 3. That's fine. You can eliminate 1. It's totally up to you, but I usually always use 4. So I always use 1, a blending. Blending is usually a matte color for me. I use my Crease, which is usually like it's the darkest of the 4. And it's usually a shimmery. I'm a huge shimmer fan. I mean, I like mattes too. I have a really basic matte eye that I do, and I really like that, but usually it's shimmers for me. Then my third is kind of my medium shade, which is what I put on my lid. I just accent everything with that color. And then my fourth is a super, light color, and I use that on my inner corners and then on my brow bone. So 4 colors, a blending, a crease, an accent, and then your inner corners and your brow bone. So what I'm going to be using today is, see if I can get close enough and blur it out, I'm so short. So I'm going to be using Nectar. This is my blending color. It's a matte pinkish. It's really pretty actually. My Mocha, which is a shimmer. I'm trying to get it to not to focus. My Mocha, which is my crease and like my outer corner. My Rose, which will be on my lid. That's my medium shade. And then Beige. Oh, that's easy enough. Beige will be on my inner corner and on my brow bone. So 4 colors. You can do that. I mean, you can change this up. I do. I use Urban Decay's. I think it's Naked One. Let me. Yeah, Naked One. I do the same exact technique. I just use some browns. But my blending, I hope I'm not like totally confusing you. But like when I do my brown eye, which is, I do it quite a bit. It's kind of my go-to. I just want to switch it up because it's New Year's Eve. But when I do this, my blending is a light, almost my skin color really, but it's a matte, and then I have my crease, which is a dark shimmer, my accent, which is a medium shimmer, and then I actually use on that eye, I use my highlighter, my Mary Luminizer. I use my highlighter as my inner corner and my brow bone. So you can play with it, do whatever you want, but just remember 4 colors, blending, crease, lid, and then inner corner and brow bone. So first thing you want to do is put on your blending color. I'm using a Morphe B81. It's like super fluffy. I love this brush. I use it for like everything. And I wipe, oh, my daughter's up. I wipe my brushes off on my robe all the time. I have to wash my robe pretty often. But okay, so what you want to do is take that Nectar color, which is that pink, and you're just going to kind of put it right in the crease and right above the crease. This doesn't have to be precise, because what this color is doing is blending basically, because you're going to put a dark here in your crease, you can see. So this color is like your transition. You want to make sure you have a smooth crease line from your dark crease to your brow bone. You just want to make sure you have that blending color there so that everything blends. That's why it's called a blending color. I'm gonna actually put it. And I love this color. I'm really not, I was never really into pinks until I kind of got this palette and started using this palette, but I just got the Lorac Pro 3, Lorac, what the hell ever, for Christmas, and it is so pretty, you guys. I can't wait to use it, but right now I'm sticking with what I know. So blend that color in, and you probably won't, like, you can definitely see, I like I said my lines, but you can definitely see that it's on there now. Just make sure it's on there. It doesn't have to be precise because you're going to be adding more color and blending everything out. So just make sure kind of in your crease and right above that crease, just to get a blend. Next, you're going to do your dark color. I'm using the B80, which is kind of, it's a crease brush, but it's kind of a fluffier crease brush. And I like that. The smaller your brushes get, the more heavy the color is going to be. So if I were to use like, let me see if I have a good crease brush. This is okay. I probably have a better one somewhere, but okay, so see how this brush is not as fluffy? So if I were to put my product on this brush, which this is just a Sephora brush, I have no idea. I've had it for years, but if I were to put product on this one, it's going to pack it on a lot more, and I'm not going to be able to blend it as much. So what I really like about this Morphe B80 brush is I have the point so I can really get into that crease, but I also have these really fluffy edges so that it blends it out, and I don't have to do so much work, because when you do something like this, you want to blend, and I know I said that whenever we did the contouring video, always blend. Blend, 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 blend. When in doubt, blend it out. Okay, so what we're going to do is take that crease brush into our Mocha, which is our darkest color. So we've got our blending, which is usually our matte. It doesn't have to be a matte, but it probably should be a matte. That's just my opinion. And then we have our darkest, and what you're going to do, sorry, this is hard for me because I'm like trying to look in the mirror when I'm trying to look at YouTube. you're going to put it right on that corner and then just start feeding it into that crease. And, shoot, what was I going to say? The point kind of gives you a little bit more accuracy. So, like, if you put that point right in that crease and then just keep going back and forth, you're going to get pretty good coverage. But I always like to kind of load it up and pack it kind of into my eye, kind of where my pupil starts. Because I like, when I'm doing an eye like this, I like a really dark crease, a really heavy crease. I want people to see that I actually did something today. So, if you wanted, I know you've probably seen videos where people have this super sharp line. You can just put a piece of tape here and it really does work. Trust me, I've done it. And you just blend just as you are, and when you pull that tape off, you're gonna have that sharp line. But I'm not really a fan of that. I loved winged eyeliner. I love my false lashes, but my eyes are not deep set. So my eyes are kind of wider out. They're not excessively wide, but I don't really want to pull my eyes out any farther than they already are. And the wing and I'm just continuing to pack this, you guys. I'm not doing anything different. But the wing and the false lashes kind of give you that effect, that bright-eyed effect, so I don't want to pull that out any farther than it already is being pulled out. So I don't choose to do that. And plus, I kind of like the blended look. I kind of like the more natural look. I'm just not into it. It's just not for me. And it's kind of a lot of work. Okay, so I'm just trying to make sure that I'm getting my eyes the same, because I usually go back and forth. When I do my eyes, I would put my blending color, one eye, the other eye, dark, dark. So it's kind of new for me to do it this way. But as you can see, I've packed it on, so you can still see your blended color a little bit. And then you have your dark crease look. So once you get that to where you want it, actually, let me make mine just a little bit darker. You can stop, but remember also, this is kind of like contouring. The darker you want it, the more product you can pack on. Just make sure you're blending it out. And also, I kind of take mine, like I said, I make sure the dark starts at like the outer of my pupil, and I kind of take it pretty much almost all the way in. And by the time you get to the inner corner, you're not going to have a whole lot of product on your brush anyway, so you're not going to make a huge statement with your dark. You just want to make sure that you don't look muddy, and if you did everything to prep, you won't look muddy. Now, if you wanted to add a fifth color in here, you are definitely more than welcome. Sometimes if I want it a little deeper, I will do the cocoa in here, which is darker than the mocha, as you can see. And that'll really define that crease, but I'm not feeling it today. I just want to make sure my lash isn't falling off. And it is. I'll get it back on. I'm just not into that today. I just want to do my kind of basic eye. So once you have your crease, you have your blended, you have your crease. Next thing you're going to do is your accent. My accent is always a shimmer. Always. Unless, like I said, unless I'm doing that smoky eye or I'm doing my matte nude eye. I don't have a sparkle, but if I am doing this technique, which usually I am doing, I always have a sparkle. So this is rosé. I probably said rose earlier, but it's rosé. What you're going to do is just put it on this. This is an e.l.f. Just says e.l.f. professional eyeshadow brush. This is what it looks like. I already have the product on it, as you can see. I think it's like one of their dollar ones or something. And then what you're going to do, this is hard to do without being right up next to the mirror. What you're going to do is just pack it on that lid. Basically. I don't know how I'm going to show you guys how to do winged eyeliner, because that is not really the easiest, and I always sit down and do that, so we'll see how it goes. Real life. Okay, so what you want to do, and all that's doing is just brightening that eye up. I mean, you can see it's already brightened everything up already. Sorry, my eyelash is driving me crazy. I think it's like starting to come off, so I'll fix it though. So that color just brightens the eye up. Now, once you're here, and you, like I said, you can pack as much on of that as you want to too. If you want it to be a little brighter, you can put more on. You can drag it more to the edge of your eye. You can pull it more into the inner corner of your eye. If you don't want it that, just make sure you do have a little lighter color accent on there, because you don't want your eye to look super, super small. You want to brighten it up. But after you've done that, go back to your blending color, which is my matte pink, and go right above that crease and just blend a little bit. Because you don't want to have that super, super, super sharp crease. I mean, you want people to know you're talented, but you just don't want that super sharp. So blend it out a little bit. And then last thing you're going to do, which I usually just use the same brush that I use for my accent color, that e.l.f. brush. Go into your inner corner and brow bone color. Pull it in there, put a little bit on there, and do exactly what it sounds like. Put it on the inner corner, on that brow bone. And I usually do drag it in. Sometimes I don't. If I'm using my my luminizer, I don't drag it in, because that's my highlighter, and I already have my highlighter here, here, here. So you don't want to look like you just went nuts with your highlighter. I really, really, really wish that I had better lighting. I guess since people like these, I should probably start. But 4 colors. I'm going to go over again. 4 colors. Blending, crease, accent, inner corner, brow bone. 4 colors. You can change up. You can do any 4 colors you want. Just make sure the 4 colors kind of go together. You don't want to like be doing that. So I mean, I guess you could. You can do whatever you want. It's 2017 almost. So as you can see on this palette, these 4 colors are kind of together. And then if I want to do something else, obviously you can see the whole palette. But I use these a lot. These are probably my 4 favorite out of the Pro 2 palette. I do this eye a lot. I just really like, supposedly like pink is supposed to highlight brown eyes too. I don't really know if it works, but I enjoy it. Okay, so that's how I do the eyeshadow portion of it. Now I'm going to try to do the winged eyeliner. Let me see if I can do it on camera. Honestly, you probably won't be able to see me, because I'm going to be like super close to the mirror. I mean, like I can't do it up next to you, but I will show you what I use. So I have this angle liner Sephora brush. I don't use this all the time, but I wanted to get a really good wing today, just because we're going somewhere for New Year's Eve and blah, 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 blah. So you can get these pretty much anywhere. I mean, they're just a flat angle brush. And I use Tartiest clay paint liner. I also use Maybelline's gel liner. It's pretty good, really. But I really like Tarte's products. So this has like a little dispenser. So, sorry, my low battery just came up. This has a little dispenser, so you just push up just a little bit. Get that on the edge of that, and flatten this brush out as flat as you can get it. Now, let me see if I can turn the camera to like, I don't know if you can see, but you can't see. There's no way you can see it. So basically what I'm going to do, okay, what I did was just went to the edge of that eye. I kind of made like a little stamp, like I pushed. And then I just pulled out. Pulled out. That's funny. To keep it PG. PG, people. Okay, so once I have the wing, then I'll go in with my L'Oreal Paris. I got this actually with one of their, oh my god, gel liners. And it's kind of like a rounded tip, but you can still get it pretty flat, and that's really what I want to do. So you do the same thing, just go in. This brush is getting stiff. I need to clean it out. And now I'm going to do something that nobody should ever do, but this is how I do it, and I hate myself for doing it, but it's the only way I get it done. I'm going to pull my eye out and I'm going to line it. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it all the way to the end and then I'll fill in the wing. So let me do it real quick and then I'll come back and show you. But really, you should not ever pull your eye out. It's, oh shoot, I messed up the wing. See what I'm saying? 50% of the time. If I'm in a hurry, I do not do a wing. Come on, people. I mean, I see people online who are just like, like, what the? Then they put their false eyelashes on, and it's like the easiest thing they've ever done in their whole life. Okay, that's not me. But I really do. Hang on. I love wearing false lashes. Like, absolutely love it. And, I'm not too big on them in the summer, really. I mean, I'll wear them in the summer, but I wear kind of minimal makeup in the summer just because, see, let me kind of demonstrate without me pushing into the mirror because I can darken this later, but, and this is not finished, but, okay, so I took that brush and I just went to the edge of the eye and I stamped it and kind of pulled it out a little bit. Next thing I did, I pulled my eye and I did the line. And then what I did to connect the tip to this line is I went to the tip of that wing and pulled it straight in. And just up and over. And 90% of the time that will work. Will it match your other one? Probably not. If you didn't do it exactly the same, it won't match. But you can kind of finagle them to make them match. See? Oh, maybe it's not off. Weird. I did all right today, though. Now, this is a big one. If you are not wearing false lashes, sorry, this is the end of the road for you. Make sure you go over this line over and over and over. Get it black. I mean, as black as black. Make sure it's straight. Make sure it's tight. Put your mascara on and get the hell out of the house. If you are doing false lashes, which is what I'm doing. I wish I could do this for you guys right here, but I just can't. I feel awful, but let me see if I can do this. Maybe if I hold my mirror up like this, I can do it, but you still can't see me doing it. How about this? I'll just do a winged eyeliner video later, but if you're not wearing false lashes, make sure that line is super dark, super tight. Put your mascara on and get the hell out of the house. If you are doing false lashes, which is what I am doing, you don't really have to keep deepening that line because if you're like me, you probably use black eyelash glue. So that's going to make the line a little darker, and you're also going to go back over top of that line to hide the glue. So don't worry about just keep pushing that black in, because if you're doing fake eyelashes, you're going to be okay. Okay, so the lashes that I always use are always the same. I use Ardell, black Whispie. It's falling off because I've worn it like 1,000 times. Is what I use for if I want something really dramatic. And then black 122 is when I just pretty much kind of more of an everyday lash. Now, I do want to let you kind of know that I went on Eyelashes Unlimited to get more of these, because usually I can only find them at like a CVS, a Walgreens, and I'm never in one of those things. I'm never in there. So I got online, I tried to order them, and I just want to show you the difference. Okay, so this is Ardell Glamour 122 Black. It's the same exact packaging that I buy from Walgreens or CVS, which is this. Look at these lashes. That is not the same lash at all. So I don't know. I have no idea if they've changed that number or what. But even the Whispie, I love the Whispies. See if I can hold it. That's not the same lash. I mean, it's closer than the other one, but I don't know what's going on with them. So, I mean, I'm still going to wear them, but I think if you don't do false lashes and you want to do them, practice is the only way that you can get good at them. If you don't like them, just don't do them. I mean, that's not really that big of a deal. But I think they really add something to your look. I think they just add a more finished, a more polished look. I personally like them. And if you do it right, they're comfortable. You don't feel them. You should not feel them. And if you use the right glue, you're good to go. So, if you use Duo, that is the best glue on the market. If you want better glue, go to Huda Beauty. She has the absolute best eye glue. You do not have to wait for it to set. It dries within 5 seconds. So you put it on the lash, you stick the lash on, you hold it, and it's done. Duo takes about 60 seconds to set up, so this is a lot quicker. She only sells it in black, which is fine with me because that's all I use. And I got this at Cult Beauty. Sometimes you can order it off hudabeauty.com, but she's usually sold out. Sephora does not carry it, so I got it off cultbeauty.com, and it's only about 20 bucks a tube. I paid like 15 to get it shipped here because it's international. But you don't have to pay that much. You can pay like $5. You just can't track the package. Okay, so if you're doing false lashes, which this should really be a different video. I know I'm like super rambly, but I have a showing at 2:30. So I have to leave the house at 2, which I know it isn't really that bad, but I've been getting ready for like 10 years. Okay, so what you want to do is just put that's too thick, a super thin layer of glue. And like I said, you're not going to be able to see this because I just can't do it that close. But the whole idea is to just lay it right on that lash line. And push. And y'all, I'm telling you. Oh shoot, I don't think it went on right. Something else you want to do, you want to make sure, it went on, I got some glue up top, but that's okay. It went on pretty good. It's a little too in the outer corner, but whatever. Okay, so if you get something on your eye like that lash glue, just take a little itty bitty brush and just, whatever color you screwed up, just put it right on top of that. Boom. Okay, so let me make sure. And the thing you really, I know this video is like all over the place. I'm so sorry. I'm all over the place today. I'm like, when I don't have anything to do until like super late in the afternoon, I always like piddle around, and it ends up being like a whole big thing. So what you want to do, make sure they're on. Yeah, this is like way too close to the outer edge for me, so you can see. But it feels pretty comfortable, so. What you want to, the thing about false lashes is do them right because you want them to feel comfortable. They shouldn't feel like you're wearing anything. So then you're going to go back in with your liner and blend all that glue in. You're not, You're not really blending the glue, you're just covering up the shininess of it. Because it does have like a glossy finish to it. I mean, y'all, this is what I'm saying. One eye goes on perfect. I mean, the wing goes on perfect, the lashes go on perfect. The other eye is like a total pain in your ass. Okay, also, last thing, well, second to last thing. I usually don't put black under my eyes just because I like a softer look, so I use a Lorac. This is chocolate. I just want you to line the bottom lash line. Not too heavy, but I mean a little something, something. And then I want you to take the smallest brush you own. Where the heck is mine? Okay, mine, I use Eco Tools. It's just like a little tiny brush. And I want you to take the crease color that you use and swipe it right under. Yep, just like that. Now, it just gives you a little bit more definition. Kind of gives you a little more something, something. Okay, let me just make sure. Okay, so my lashes, I'm going to check these two. And for any of you girls out there who wear false lashes and you have issues with your corners popping up, after this I just put my mascara on, just like I normally would. And I know you're not really supposed to pack your false lashes with mascara, but it's how I do it, so. So see, once they have the, I hate how far out that goes. But they look pretty much the same, so we'll stick with it. I can't. But anyway, if you wear false lashes and you have issues with it staying on, with it being comfortable, seriously try Huda Beauty's eyelash glue. I mean, it definitely has changed how much I wear mine, because I know I would go out. This eye is so much darker than the other eye. I know I would go out and hate worrying about if my lashes were gonna fall off, they weren't low battery, 10%, I should probably charge that. They weren't comfortable, they didn't stay on. Well, I've never had that problem with these. This glue, I absolutely love it, and it's, personally, I think it's worth the money. So if you're a big eyelash guru, do it to it. But okay, I have to go finish getting ready. Good thing my hair's already done. I know this video is super all over the place, but I really just wanted to show you how I did my standard eye. And just remember the 4 colors. Can't get really any easier than that, people. Bye.